Hello peeps, welcome back to Old Yorkshire Git Tries, Final Fantasy 14 part 270. Right, I did start recording about 10 minutes ago. I ain't got a clue. I'm not IT minded, something went wrong again. Let's just get out of here first. Something went wrong, everything froze. From Steam, so Final Fantasy shut down and it hadn't recorded, but luckily nothing's happened. After yesterday's, we was on our way back to report to Kryl. I got myself a side quest looking for what they call it, an ether current, so here he is. I just had to go hunting for something, couldn't find nothing, so I was unable to find the specimen. That's what he sent me, to find a specimen. Don't know what the specimen was, couldn't find nothing. So I did meet someone who claimed to have seen it in Mornvale Forest. Let us head there and see if we can track it down. Alright, okay, so I've got to go to the forest. Right, we've also got to find Kryl. Don't know where the hell she is. But I checked on the ether currents and we'll get 15 in this area. 10 out and about and 5 through quests. Right, is it up here? Yeah, I don't know what was going on. Same as before when... No, it's not down there then, he must be up there somewhere. Yeah, the music was still playing, people were still moving, just you couldn't do nothing. Oh, there he is. So apologies about that. Oh, I'm after a shaggle. That's right, a shaggle. I don't know what a shaggle is. I've uncovered the specimen's trail. It should be close. If you find it under threat, you may dispatch its assailants. So we're going this way. Somewhere up here. Aha. There's the purple. There's the shaggle. Oh, you are kidding me, aren't you? Right, let's get me chocobo. Get ready for some fighting. First shot, Logan's fight. And death. The other one's bloody joined in now. Rain of death. Rain of death. Kill the troll. Good. Collect my shaggle. Right. Do I get me for current? He's one of Thancred's lot, isn't he? Let's go home, sweetie. Grim's buffoon. Grr. The Arcane is under threat. I must do something. What is this threat? You can understand me. Wait, are you able to communicate with him? Yeah. I'm Albert. Incredible, I've never met someone with such a skill before. The bundle of joy was born in Labyrinthios, however he was abandoned by his mother in quite the state by the time we found him. He possesses remarkable intelligence. I've had seen him making gestures that indicated he'd been reading the tombs, but I thought he was just copying those around him. To think he actually understands. I do wonder exactly why you're able to understand him now I'm not. I'm special. I'm sort of special. I wouldn't give to understand him too. I wouldn't give to understand him too, sorry. You possess the echo, don't you? I find it difficult the way your kind do, but I suppose it makes sense that you understand my general sentiments. I happen to learn of said power from the tomes. Honestly, that buffoon over there is surrounded by a sea of knowledge, makes no effort to engage. At any rate, I'm glad to finally someone to talk to. As I was saying earlier, the Archaon is in grave danger. Some gleaner managed to bring woodworms in with them during a visit. If we leave them be, they're bound to cause irreparable damage to the materials. I tried my best to tell that buffoon, but it was no use. That's why I took a chance and went in search of some of my own kind to see if they could help. What is he saying? Woodworm. Oh dearie me. Still, it was most courageous of him to try and solve the issue. Now that we're aware of it, we need to sort out this problem at once. Would you mind helping out a little longer? I suppose I've got to go and get woodworm now, have I? Bloody hell. Albert the odd job man. At least I got me E for current. Please be just a little side quest, not an E for current quest. Good. Right. Search for Krile. Back that way. Where are you, Krile? Ugh. Oh, you can piss off. Can't get down that way. Nope. How would you get down to lower levels? go over waterfall, do we? Go away. Can't get that way. How do we get down there? Do we go through the mine? The only other way, isn't it? Oh, of course, yeah. Because that's how we got here. Duh. We went through the mines. We need to take a right. Well, at least we got further than I did before it crashed. Right, so somewhere around in this lot, somewhere, is Kryl. Kryl there. Being attacked by a garlic. Oh, she's not round here. Have a look round the back. Oop. Have a look up the top. Not around the back of there. Oh, I've maybe gone round the edge. be up that hill. Looks like it goes up there. There you are. Just look at them flowers.
For you. The spell will keep it from wilting. She said you would need it for the journey ahead.
Who did?
Will you speak with her now? I cannot hope to match Minfilia's clarity, of course, but...
Thank you. Do not worry. She has lent me her body for only a moment. Just as I could not save the first from the flood of light, it has become arduous for me to interact with the physical world without assistance. Though I might converse with you for a time, the incorporeal form I assumed on the ship would be incapable of casting even the simplest enchantment. It is in the depths of the ethereal sea, the place to which all life returns, where my influence is greatest. After Minfilia's sacrifice on the first, it was to the sea, here in the source, where I ferried her soul. I wished that gentle spirit to find rest in the world she loved so well. Her, and another who may yet have a part to play, though that will depend on you.
Who's that then?
Take the flower. Walk free, for you are free to go where you wish, to believe what you will. That bloom will be your guide, test and proof of your conviction. In darkness, seek joy. Surrender not to sadness, and see beyond despair. Walk free, and bear the light for others to follow. Together, raise it aloft and let it shine, till the end, blinding and radiant.
Was all too brief. Already she seems so far away. My apologies if I startled you. Ever since we began our descent into Labyrinthos, I had sensed another's will, straining to reach out. Even with my particular talents, though, I was unable to make a connection at first, so weak and tenuous it was. Once I took hold of that wispy thread, imagine my surprise to discover it was Hydaelyn herself. Needless to say, it seemed wise to learn what we could before letting go. Her answers were more cryptic than I would have liked, but at least she left us with a guide of sorts. That unusual flower. Yes, we are definitely making progress.
Good. Can we go and do some fighting?
You can't be serious. We've done nothing wrong.
Oh, way up.
Fortuno, what business has the Forum with us?
Obstruction and suppression, apparently.
Mistress Baldessian, our records show you facilitated the Scions' entrance into Sharlayan by claiming them as assistants for your organization. We are aware of your investigations. After alerting the major institutions to the presence of potential troublemakers, we received word from an Archean custodian, a group operating under the auspices of the students, skulking about Labyrinthos and engaging in clandestine behavior.
Clandestine? We may not have entered Sharlayan as Scions, but we did naught to conceal our identities. Our only purpose in this city is to seek the truth. I can think of no reason why our actions should warrant the Forum's intervention.
'Tis not our way to discourage the pursuit of knowledge, but the timing of such pursuits must be considered, not to mention their potential impact. With the world in chaos, we, the true caretakers of wisdom, have committed ourselves to an undertaking that demands the utmost discretion. And we will not risk its success by turning a blind eye to disruptive foreign elements in our midst.
What, then, is to be our fate? Will you put us on a ship back to Eorzea?
The Forum will convene to examine your case. The results of said inquiry will determine your future in this city. As for your absent companion, he has already been detained.
Graha! But why? Is reading a crime now, too?
Reading is encouraged, celebrated even. Not, however, of the volumes shelved in the restricted section of the library.
Refusing to comply will only make matters worse. Let us instead treat this as an opportunity to open a dialogue with the Forum.
Silence is often one's best defense. I would advise against prolonging the proceedings with frivolous discourse. But enough. This is not the place for debate. The rostra await.
Right, looks like they're going to try and kick us out. Graham.
Forgive me. I was careless.
We would have been detained regardless. This way, at least, we managed to stay together. I trust your time within the Forbidden Archives was well spent.
The Forum will come to order. This inquiry is now in session. As Speaker-elect, I will be presiding over the day's proceedings. Master Fortuno, would you be so kind as to restate the matter which compelled you to summon your colleagues with such urgency?
As you are all aware, we recently denied Eorzea's request for Sharlayan assistance. Since then, certain individuals dissatisfied with our decision have taken it upon themselves to interfere with our work. They entered our nation masquerading as associates of the students of Baldessian. But these malcontents are better known as the Scions of the Seventh Dawn. These militants wield influence with both the Eorzean and Eastern alliances. and are inextricably involved with the crises presently afflicting the world at large. Loose in our city, these warmongers sought to meddle with and expose matters of state secret. What are they, if not a dire threat to be expelled?
You have tarnished the good name of the students. Galuf would be ashamed.
Galuf Baldessian was never one to forsake his fellow man. Even if this nation closed every door and retreated from the world, he would have found a way to help the Scions, help every soul of this star fight back against the coming doom.
A terrible enemy stands poised to lay waste to all we hold dear. In the face of such madness, Eorzea reached out to Sharlayan, a respected ally, in the hopes of forming a united front. Was your curt dismissal truly the best you could offer? Or are you so preoccupied with your momentous duty of an age long past that even the end of the world is unworthy of your attention?
Whence came this revelation?
From the mouth of a Forum member within fortuitous earshot.
Then it seems your findings support my own. The reason I visited the restricted shelves was to study records of the Forum's policymaking process, to better understand the historical trends underlying their most major decisions. At first glance, the positions of neutrality in war and the accumulation of knowledge above all else appear constant and consistent, the unchanging pillars of Sharlayan society. And once upon a time, I might have left it at that. These days, however, I am more attuned to the subtleties of governance, and so I noticed something odd. From a particular point in time, the purpose of these policies shifted. No longer was knowledge preserved for the benefit of society. Rather, society was to be gradually reshaped to ensure the preservation of knowledge. The most conspicuous and telling change was the one which befell Labyrinthos. Once little more than an oversized storehouse, an enormous allocation of funds saw it transformed into an advanced research and archival facility. I also discovered a fascinating account on the finances of our Dravanian colony. The settlement attracted students from far and wide, and the connections and tuition fees thus acquired were funneled into further improvements for the archives. Now, there is no question that our nation's progress is tied to the acquisition of wisdom. Nevertheless, the vast resources diverted for this purpose borders on the obscene. But returning to the matter of when, our change in course appears to have been made some 270 years ago.
The very same period when Sharlayan scholars in the hinterlands began a formal study of the ethereal sea.
Oh, we've got to go there then, have we?
You found something, did you not? And whatever it was, gave rise to your oh-so-important duty.
Mind your tongue, Archon. If you had seen...
Yes. We are bound by a duty we cannot ignore. Knowing this, what would you have us do? Abandon our vital work and join you on the field of battle? We will never choose the way of the sword. We will fulfill our mission, not through strife and bloodshed, but survival. Come what may, we shall live on. We must.
Oh, sounds like the original Ascians, isn't it?
Do as you must, then. But we Scions will fight until the heavens fall, until our last breath.
Such misguided zeal.
Father, Master Fortuno, I fail to understand the stance you have elected to take. But by the same token, I have yet to find a compelling argument to counter the challenge you put to us in Gridania. Still, in the midst of my uncertainty, I must trust in myself to do what is right, as others have chosen to trust in me. So I will continue, as I always have, weighing the consequences of my every action, and allowing my hope for the future to inform my decisions.
It's going on and on a bit, innit?
That's quite enough. Have you all forgotten the reason for this assembly?
Skolok Monteshane. He's the head of the Studium and an old friend of my grandfather's.
Honestly, every discussion devolves into some interminable debate. Terrible habit. Let's return to the topic at hand, By their own admission, these Scions have resolved to fight alongside the Eorzean nations against the doom which swift approaches. But there exists no evidence of an attempt to incite our citizens to do the same. Furthermore, while our decision may well have been the correct one, we cannot simply bull our way through these disagreements without inviting doubts or objections. Put yourselves in their place. Who among you would leave a tome unopened if an elder forbid you read it with no reason given? Now, if we're to quell further discontent, then we must conclude this matter with a fair and even hand.
Order! We will have order! Master Monteshane raises some valid points. Keeping such concerns in mind, I propose we enforce the following measures. Until further notice, the students of Baldesion are to cease any and all activities within the domain of Sharlayan. You will also refrain from any further investigation into the Forum's decisions and duties. Failure to comply with these restrictions will result in the immediate expulsion of your Scion associates. Let us put this judgment to a vote. All in favor, raise your hand. I count 51 for and 48 against. The proposal is passed. Students, Scions, you have heard the Forum's judgment. Pray abide by it, or face the consequences. Honored members, I thank you for your time. This inquiry is concluded.
Right. Did I win anything from that? we're on time, we're alright. Well, at least we've been allowed to remain in the city. Endless investigations not been in vain. We know now that the mysterious duty of theirs began with whatever they found in the ethereal sea. Our freedom so sorely curtailed, however, we will struggle to learn more. We ain't got no more things, don't we? No. Alice. The overall picture's grown clearer, despite the forum being so vague. Why they're so reluctant to explain their actions. Survival, come what may, his father's work so vital that it takes precedence over his own family. Alfie, Alice, it is you. It's Mummy. When I heard you'd been dragged before the forum, I came as swiftly as I could. And they've allowed you to... Mother! She's a bit of a milf, isn't she? Hello, pretty lady. Amelian's Leverrier at your service. You fine people must be the science. How lovely it is to finally meet you. Calm down, Albert. Breathing a bit heavy. Mother, please, we don't wish to make things difficult if word reaches father. Oh, bother that. Am I to be chastised for speaking to my own children? I'm well aware that you and Master Fauchelevent are not on the best terms, but I've been absolutely desperate to see my darlings again. Excuse me, COVID. You will come by the house, won't you? I've got gifts waiting. Oh! Oh, do beg your pudding. Don't know where that came from. Timing couldn't be better. As matters stand, we shan't be going anywhere. Go visit your home. We'll be back at the annex when you're ready to join us. I'm not sure, Albert. What do you think? Albert. The Albert Rusty Nuts. At your pleasure, Mum. What a splendid day this has turned out to be. The champion of Eorzea. I insist that you join us. Hey, Albert. She's after you, Paul. We must be quick about it, not for my own benefit, but should my husband return and find you enjoying our hospitality, oh, we've all seen that, you'll have to get in the wardrobe, get in the closet. The servants will be made to suffer the consequences. Albert, if you'd be so kind as to escort my children to the estate. Ooh, I've got a brew. Got a brew, peeps. Then she was gone, and with her any opportunity to protest. Indeed, the matter is settled. Enjoy yourselves, you three. Oh, let's go and see what... Oh, Alfie first. I apologise, Mother is not one to take no for an answer. What say you, Albert? Will you accompany us on our visit home? Fine, if we're going then let's get it over with. The room is always perfectly neat and tidy. Oh, bloody bickering. Shut up. Come on. Let's get going. Never mind, the Leverrier estate is that way, straight down the stairs. Come on. Keep them by my side. Down. I used to play on it. Okay, okay, not interested. Right, let's crack on. Cheers. Here you are at last. Do come in. We got here as quick as we could, love. We had to stand and have a chat about a bloody bridge. Door big enough.
Welcome home, my lady.
What? What are you gawping at?
Just admiring the craftsmanship. Let's be polite.
Oh, I suppose I never gave the decor much thought. I'm glad that you approve, I think.
You wouldn't, would you, you little spoiled little rich kid? White privilege.
Lord Fourcheneau is not to hear of this visit. And I should also like the children to have their gifts, ere my husband makes his return.
As you wish, my lady.
Master Alphinaud, Mistress Alice, if you would accompany me upstairs.
We shan't be long.
It's alright, I'm sure Albert could occupy himself with your mother.
The twins have been sending letters home from time to time, recounting their latest adventures. I am sure they withhold certain details, of course, if only to keep me from worrying. Yet a mother worries all the same. In the early days especially, I tried to support them as best I could, sending the Scion's coin and other such donations. Fortunately, they have found the strength to overcome adversity time and time again. Their words grow more confident with every letter, their depictions more vivid. The triumphs and defeats, the joys and sorrows. It is clear that they have come to find value in every experience. But of those they treasure most, it would seem that meeting you might be the most impactful. Why, since that fateful day, I do believe there has not been a single missive in which you were not mentioned by name. Tis plain they care for you, and I am glad they have such a steadfast companion watching over them. Under normal circumstances, I would offer you tea, but alas, these are anything but. In any event, why don't you keep me company whilst we await my children's return? Perhaps you might regale me with a tale or two of your exploits.
When you mentioned gifts, I wasn't sure what to expect.
Oh, they got some new gear. What's them on the side of her boots? Rockets?
Mother,
Oh, look how well it fits you. And the style is to your liking?
It's perfect. Exactly what I would have chosen. But please, tell me you had something different made for Alphinaud.
Naturally. You are hardly little children anymore. And while I shall miss dressing you in those precious matching outfits, I must respect the individuals you have grown to become. See for yourself.
Thank you for the splendid clothes, Mother. Stylish, comfortable, and eminently practical.
I am so glad you like them. They are, however, missing one final touch.
If you'd allow me, Master Alphinaud.
What's in here then? Ah. Well, how did they get in that little box?
Wait. Are these...
A sage's tools of the trade. They belonged to your father. Though he may as well be chained to his desk these days, as a student he was often called upon to venture into the field. He wielded those armaments, both to heal and to harm in no few battles. None so fierce as those you two have braved, perhaps, but battles not. Thus did I pull them out of storage, to show you that he was not always the man who stands in vehement opposition to you now. And also because it would be a terrible waste of ridiculously expensive House Leveilleur commissioned artistry. I am told these devices are quite difficult to master, but someone of your extensive experience should soon have them darting about with grace and aplomb. May the wisdom in that crystal serve you well. And please, try to find common ground with your father, that you might come and go without need for this awful subterfuge.
We will, Mother. I promise.
My final gifts to you, before you run off, are an observation and a suggestion. Firstly, Fourchenault has ever been a serious man, but it was only after you were born that he truly lost himself in his work. I may not know the Forum's inner workings, but I know your father's. The timing of that change in him holds some significance. Secondly, do not seek to best your father with words. Far better that you simply show him. Let him discover the merit of your actions, after they cannot be undone.
Oh, Mother.
We shall take your wisdom to heart. Thank you again for these gifts, and farewell for now.
So does that mean if I have to fight as Alfie again, I'm not going to know? I've only just learned what his spells did. He's got something new now. Bloody
Safe travels, my children. Eat well, stay warm, and keep your friends close.
What are we on? Coming up to end. Right, we'll speak with Alfie and Alice. Oh, baby fox. I want one of them. I want everything I do. Alfie, thank you for indulging Mother's request. I can see it meant a lot. I shall refrain from inquiring as to the content of your private conversation. Good. Visit was all too brief, however it will have to suffice, as will these tokens, these gifts to help us remember who we are and whence we came. But enough sentimentality, let us return to the annex and rejoin our companions. Right. Make our way back. the annex then. Yep. Judge your time with the Laveliers, I hope. I would ask how the twins fared, but their new outfits tell the tale. I only hope we can help them reconcile with their father, that they might return home one day. In the meantime, we edge ever closer to the secret, and the flower bequeathed to you is sure to guide us going forward. Confident that once you've scouted out the situation in Thavner, we'll be well equipped to plot our next move. Right, so I've got to speak with Kite at the confluence, which we'll do next time. We'll start the next big doobry. Let's go outside first. Thancred and Orionje. And Einstein. Right. That is where we'll call it a day. As always, peeps, thanks for watching. Your views are much appreciated, and your comments. I had one. What a comment. And all of this stupid political stuff people keep putting on there and about world affairs. I'm not interested. Talk to me about this all you want. Ask me questions. Let me know your thoughts, whatever. But let's not get all uppity. Right. And I forgot his name. It was someone. Oh, I'll make a note of it for next time. It was a cool name. Not Dark Knight, was it? That's Batman. Anyway, I shall look it up and make a note and give him a shout out. Bless him. Right. Anyway, thanks a lot. Till next time. I'll see thee.